Hey, 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 I think we're live! Yay! I love it when technology works. It is very cool when that happens. Now, I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join live, and then I'm going to talk about today's topic, which is what to do when the money isn't coming in. It's a juicy topic, and you know what? It happens to everyone in business, so don't stress about it too much. But you do have to do something about it. So yes, that's our topic for today. Now I want to show you really quickly my new harem pants, which I am obsessed with. These are so cool. Oh my god, they're too short to show you guys, but they're like such cool material. Does anyone call harem pants poo catchers? Or is that just me? Is that just an Australian thing to call them poo catchers? But I'm absolutely, seriously obsessed with these harem pants. They're so gorgeous. They're from birdsnest.com.au and they're awesome. Okay, cool. So, to today's topic, which is about what to do when the money isn't coming in. Because I asked a couple of days ago, like, what's going on with you? Because I have been in a bubble the last couple of months because I had a baby 5 months ago and I was pregnant this year. And also because, to be honest, my business is pretty just rock solid. You know, like there's no big dramas behind the scenes. Everything kind of just happens pretty easily. But I wasn't in a huge urgency to do a lot of work this year, to be honest. And so I kind of didn't notice that so many people were having such a tricky time this year. I've heard people whose businesses have almost dried up, clients have kind of disappeared, industries feel like they're dying. And once I realized, I was like, oh my God, I can't get caught up in this myself. I need to kind of help the Lucky Bee community and be an agent of change around this, not to, continue it. Yes, Maddie, that's what I thought. It's like Sunday morning sermon because it's Sunday here in Australia and we're just about to go to the farmers market, which is kind of cool. But I just thought, yeah, let's do a Facebook Live before I go out. But yeah, it sounds like people are having a bit of a tricky time right now. And I just didn't notice until a couple of weeks ago when I started seeing it from a few people and hearing it from a few people too, whose launches have done really badly, who are really freaking out, feeling like they need to go get a job again. And, it's almost like the sky's falling out of online work. And it's absolutely not true. Hi, Leslie from Scotland. It must be quite late at night there, so it's good to have you join. Hey Helena. You're in Denver. That's so cool. So just type in, is this something that's happening for you in your industry? Do you honestly feel a little bit stressed or scared right now that things are shifting and changing? I actually even saw someone say, is this the beginning of the end? Oh, Isle of Man, fantastic. I think I've been there. Maybe it was the Isle of Wight, sorry. People must get them confused all the time, and it's not even the same thing. Is this happening in your industry? This is what I want to know. It's not the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of something really cool, and I've spoken to a few of my coaches about this myself. Hi, Kirsten from Germany. And they're just like, it's the start of something really amazing. So I had a session with Samantha Nolan-Smith at the start of the week, and that's what she said. Things are happening. It's the feminine rising. Things have got to be really easy now. So don't make things really hard. Don't rely on the same old stuff that worked before. And also same with marketing, like that same push marketing stuff is not happening anymore. And I'm hearing that from so many sources as well. So, but I want to get practical, right? Because I'm a Virgo. So there's got to be some stuff that we can do here as well. Cool. Hi, Sue. Would love to interview for my new Unstoppable Leaders podcast. Absolutely. Now, I'm in a launch at the moment in October. So it's a little bit crazy right now. All my interview spots are finished. But come sort of November, December, I'll be definitely up for stuff like that. Or we can do it in the new year as well. So send my team an email at info@luckybitch.com. You can't email me direct because I don't like email. I'll just be honest about that. Oh, Dorset. Oh my God, so many UK people. So obviously a lot of the UK Lucky Bees are having a rockin' Saturday night. You're staying in, you're watching Facebook Lives. I love it. That's what I did last night, the Saturday night. Natalie, this is a Mevo camera, MEVO, and it has this autofocus thing where it does autofocus. It's really cool. Okay, so sorry, back on topic. I'm just so excited to talk to people. Practical. Now, someone mentioned, I won't name her name, but this is for you, P, where she said, what's going on? My husband's manifesting all this stuff. He's manifesting, extra money, all that kind of stuff, and my business is bone dry. What's going on? So there's sometimes a couple of things that are happening around that, right? First of all, where do you want the money to come from? Let's be very, very clear on this, right? How much money do you want and where do you want it to come from? Do you even care? Is it okay if it comes through your family into your family pot? Is that okay? Or does it have to come from your business? And if so, we'll get a little bit more specific about that, where you want that to come from. And then even more specifically, do you want it to come from certain products or services in your business? Get very, very clear on that. Do you want it to come from a particular program? And then if so, what are you doing to get that out to people? So I heard from someone who just did a big launch and she was disappointed. It wasn't as big as she was hoping. And to be honest, I didn't even know she was launching. I had no idea. I don't have timeline on Facebook and I've unsubscribed from a lot of newsletters. So the only way I actually follow her is on Instagram. She never mentioned it on Instagram, ever. So are you making it really difficult for people to hunt out and find your stuff? I've done it myself as well. People, hey Phoebe, this one's for you too. You've got to get really clear on if you want the money to come from a specific area, because otherwise it's awesome it's coming into your family. That's kind of cool too. Kaylee, no, I don't do live stuff in the States only because I've got small kids at the moment. So I know this is a shitty answer, but I'm hoping to have a really long career like Louise Hay, who just turned 90. So there's no rush. Don't worry. I'll come to the States sometime between now and when I'm 90. I promise. So back on what I was saying is you had to get so specific. Like, do you care that it has to come from a particular place? If so, you have to make sure that people are seeing it and you're getting very specific about it to the universe. And let me tell you, hand on heart, I do this all the time. And a couple of years ago, someone messaged me and said, I can't find your boot camp. Like, how do I join your boot camp? She goes, I Googled it and the top result is Natalie Lucier, who's one of my amazing affiliates. That she's the top result for Money Boot Camp, your Lucky Bitch Money Boot Camp, because she's written a review of it. And I was like, that's interesting. I totally was hiding from the universe and I was making it really hard for people to join my Money Boot Camp. Ironically, right? Then the same thing happened a couple months ago. Someone said, do you need like a secret password to find out about your boot camp? And I was like, no, it's totally on my website. But it was on the main page and it was in the middle of the page. And most people who come to your website, they're coming into your blog, they're reading your about page. Very rarely, really, are they coming just to your homepage. So it was like this one square on my homepage. And I was like, I'm doing it again. I'm hiding. I'm trying not to be visible. And so I was like, I'm going to put it on my navigation. So let's get really practical again. Hi, Giovanna. Make sure that thing that you're telling the universe that you want to make money out of is visible to people who come to your website, is visible to people who come into your world, that you tell people about it, that you're not shy about it. So that's a practical action for everybody. Hand on heart, just say, write in if you want to. Just say, yep, I'm hiding. It's not on my website. I'm hiding. I'm expecting people to magically find out about it, which is actually a really good segue, I must say as well. If you haven't heard, I am doing a live version of the Money Boot Camp in November, and there's an early bird special that ends the 27th of October. So I'm not going to be shy. I'm going to tell people about it as well, because otherwise you're just assuming that people will find out about it. So go to luckybitch.com/bootcamp if you're looking for an excuse to join the bootcamp and to work on your money blocks. Visibility is one of them and one of those sabotages. So Alison said, I'm hiding. Oh my God, totally normal. Totally normal. And I do it as well. And I've got $1 million business and I still hide. You know, it's one of those sabotages. It's one of those money blocks. It's like, I can't. Oh, hey Jade, really nice to see you. It's like one of those things. Jade just joined the boot camp, by the way. Don't have a website yet. Here's another sabotage, thinking that you have to have this perfect website before you even get started. And you don't. Just one page is totally fine. Just get started and tell people about how they can work with you. Here's another example about where you could be hiding and not letting the money in. So one of my lovely first clients and an astrologer, hi Monique, from Canada. I'd love to come to Canada, by the way, one day. So my astrologer, lovely lady, she would write these amazing blog posts about astrology and kids and parents, right? So she was doing all these lovely profiles. And I just said to her, just at the end of the profile, just say, hey, if you want your own one, here is how you do it. Click here. Like, so simple, right? Because she was giving. Here's all this information about what Virgos are like as parents, Capricorns are like as parents. And everyone's reading it going, gosh, that's interesting. I wonder what I can do next about this. And then she's just like, I'm just going to run away now. Sorry. Like, here's this amazing thing, and now I'm going to hoard it. Bye. And all she had to do was just write a link. And here's how you can book in your one. It's not being sleazy, it's not being salesy, but it's just unhiding a little bit from the world and offering people who want to know what the next step is, just giving them the simple next step. So it's okay to give a lot of stuff away for free like that in terms of blogs, or maybe you do angel card readings in groups and you're just like, you know, oh, here's this angel card reading. All you need to do is say, oh, and by the way, I do these. You can have one. Click here. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can send them straight to a payment link. You can send them straight to a PayPal link. At the start, you don't need all the complication of, you know, autoresponders and all that kind of stuff. But just give people the option. It's like, you know, if someone comes to a dinner party and you're offering food, some people will be hungry for dessert and some people won't. I don't know who those crazy people are, but, you know, it's just like, hey, does anyone want dessert? Yeah, I'll have dessert, thanks. Okay, here it is. Does anyone want coffee? Yeah, I'll have coffee. No, I'm full. I'm good, thanks. So some of your people are going to be full and good just with your free stuff. That's fine. But then the same thing, it does work for private coaching. Absolutely, Yvonne. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you're, say you coach, I don't know what you coach on yet because I know you just joined the boot camp and don't know enough about your business yet. But give free information in your area of expertise around coaching and then say, here's how you book in with me. Emily said, oh, I do readings, going to let people know tomorrow after a freebie that they can hire me. It's not sleazy. It's just asking, does anyone want coffee? Most people are going to be full. That's fine. But there's a few people going, I wonder what's next. Like, I'm feeling a little bit more hungry for her information. And you're just offering it to them. So it definitely works for private stuff. It actually works even better for that kind of stuff. Back when I first started my business and I didn't have any products or courses or anything like that, all I had was my coaching. Yeah, does anyone want to have a cookie? Exactly. Let me just have a sip of water. I'm getting a bit croaky. Back when I was doing my private one-to-one coaching, I didn't have anything to sell. So each week I did my blog post for the week, and at the end I said, and if you want some more help, book in for a coaching session with me. Or it could be book in for a free consultation or whatever it is you do, but just give people that next step. So I'm guessing that's the practical stuff out of the way. I'm guessing if the money isn't flowing in, there's a couple of reasons. You're hiding away, you're not telling people how to work with you, you're not giving anyone the option to work with you, and you're just hiding away. And Fabian Fredrickson calls it hoarding your brownies. It's like, I just made these amazing brownies and then I'm not giving them to anyone. I'm hoarding them for myself. So share your brownies is what Fabian Fredrickson says. Emily King says, and don't get hung up when people say no. That's right. Some people are just full up right now and that's fine. That's totally cool. I was just going to say something else on the practical side of that. Oh, consistency. Helen said, I think I'm going to book your boot camp. Yay! Well, that would be awesome to join us. And obviously, as I said, it's a great time to join because we're doing our first live round in 3 years. Don't know when I'm going to do it again. And to be honest, it's been really prompted by this feeling at the moment that's like everyone's freaking out. Sarah Jackson said, I was totally in the closet with my biz, couldn't figure out why no one was booking me. I finally blasted on my Facebook, hey, I'm offering career coaching, and I booked 3 people. Yeah, it's like, where do you think they're going to come from? Like, if you're not blogging or if you're not telling people about it, like, people are going to have to really search hard. Can you talk about selling physical product on hiding without sounding salesy? Okay, so you don't want to give away the brownie. Okay, cool. This is a really cool thing I've noticed lately for physical products, is telling people how you made it, showing people the behind the scenes, because that's not being salesy, right? You're just showing people. I saw a TV show at the moment, I think it's called Behind the Factory or something like that, and the TV crew goes into these massive big factories and shows you how it makes stuff, and it showed you how it made these shoes, I think New Balance shoes or something, and even just watching it, I'd never thought about buying those kind of shoes before, but I was like, that's so fascinating how they're made, and oh my god, so much work goes into it. So if say you're making something handmade, most of your social media isn't buy this product, buy this product, buy this product. It's like, here's the love that goes into it, and here's how it's made, and here's why I love it so much, and here's why people are so passionate about it. And then you can talk about other people using it and interesting things that people are doing with your product and whatever it is. But Shirley says, tell the story of your product, because then you're not just going, hey, buy it, hey, buy it, hey, buy it. Oh, how about you just buy it right now, buy it again. Because no one wants to follow that. They want to see interesting stories, and they want to see lifestyle stuff as well. So one of my friends, Jodie Minto, who sells caftans, right? So if you go on her Instagram, it's not just like, buy this caftan, what about this caftan, what about this caftan? It's like the lifestyle of the caftan. So she posts pictures of beaches and chilling out on the beach and doing all this cool stuff, because that's the lifestyle that she's selling. So sometimes you're not just selling the product, you're selling the lifestyle as well. That's really important. So Carolyn Murphy said, good for artwork, just started videoing my drawings. Exactly. And then, people will then see the amount of work that goes into something. When I saw these pair of shoes being made, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to begrudge buying a pair of shoes from that company, because there was like 26 people whose jobs were to put this shoe together, and they showed how they dyed the leather, and they showed how they rejected things bits of leather that didn't work because they weren't up to their standards. I was like, I would pay a shit ton of money for those shoes, because you can see that it's worth it. You can see what goes into it and the love and the care that goes into it. Otherwise, people just assume now, it's like, oh, well, no, it's all just made in China anyway, whatever. It's like, oh, it's made in the same workshop as a really expensive thing, so why would I pay more? No, you've got to show the care and the process that goes into making your product. It's really important. Here's another thing for physical products too. I follow an Instagram account called I Found This Old Thing, and it's really cool. It's almost like a little online auction on Instagram. So they'll post something, and it's always something really different, something antique-y, but it's like, get it now. And if you follow them for a while, you realize that things sell really quickly, and within a couple of comments it's like, sold, and then you have to call up and make your payment, and they send it to you. And so I bought this beautiful antique ring from this antique store in Brisbane, Australia, which is hours and hours away from me. And cool, Megan said, New Balance are made near me. There's a factory shop, I can send you some. I'm actually going to the UK next year, but it's just cool. I was shocked. I was like, oh, they're made in England. I'm like, wow, they're not made in a sweatshop somewhere. Even that made me excited. So share all that process. But with this Instagram account, because I'd followed them for so long, I wasn't in the market for 99% of the things that they're selling, but I enjoyed watching their social media, and it was interesting seeing all the things that they found in the stories behind them. And so when something came up that I liked, I was like, sold, and I bought it, and so they could be just a little antique store, which there are many in my town, by the way, where someone's sitting there in an empty store, freaking resentful that no one's coming in their shop. So you've got to do both. If you've got a bricks and mortar, find some way to be creative and be online, and so you can build that global audience. Okay, so Debbie said, will you be speaking anywhere when you're in the UK? Yes, I will. I'm just trying to get confirmation of the venue at the moment, but it's likely to be Saturday, I think it's the 29th or the 30th of April, whatever that Saturday is, in April. And I will be speaking. It will just be a one evening event. It's not going to be a full day one this time, because I'm only in London for 4 days. So yeah, I will. Sorry US people, sorry Australia people, not speaking for a while. Just because, I don't know, I got young kids, can't be bothered right now, too much. It's too hard work, one day in the future. But London, yes, I'm coming to you, which is cool because I know there's a lot of UK people on tonight. So, we've gone through the practical side about hiding, not showing yourself, not making offers, all that kind of stuff. Anna, it's called a Mevo camera, MEVO. And then we've talked about showing your process if you've got physical products, and just making offers, making things interesting, not just selling the lifestyle as well. Is it really important? And then let's go to the last bit, which is all about your mindset. This is why money might not be coming in. So it's really important at all stages of business to work on your mindset, right? Not just at the start, not just like, oh, I'm not making any money, but every stage of your business requires mindset shifts. And I'm going through one at the moment as well, because I'm looking to expand my business even further. And my mindset shift at the moment is seeing my business as a separate entity to me. Because I think the first couple of years, oh my God, Vicky, I will answer your question. I'm a wedding florist. Do you think it would suit my business? Absolutely. You've got to, again, sell, a boot camp if you're talking about, yes, mindset for sure. But the thing I'm talking about is coming up with creative ideas to show what you do, to show the care and the love that goes into stuff, and the mindset that it's okay for you to charge well for what you do and charge premium pricing as well is really, really important. So sorry, back on this whole mindset gap, right, about when you're going to the next level in any stage of your business. So yeah, that's my one I'm going through at the moment, is how is my business separate energetically to me? And that's from having a session earlier this year with Hero Burger. And she was like, she said to me actually, because I was like, how big could the boot camp get for me? Energetically, I'm like, I can't see how it could get to tens of thousands because I'm so intimately involved in it. And she said, I could see it being 50,000 people. And I was just like, oh! And that's a mindset shift that a lot of people start to have. They go, how can I double my business without working harder? How is that even possible? I need to blow my nose. I'm sorry, this is so disgusting. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's horrible. But you might be thinking right now, I'm already working so hard. How can I make more money without working harder? And that's the mindset shift. And that's definitely a big one that we work on in the boot camp, is this mindset shift that you can allow more abundance into your life without it being a direct correlation to your energy, your life force, your time, and your sacrifice. That's the big one, right? And I thought I'd learnt that lesson, but you need to learn the lessons in a deeper way each time you go to a new stage in business. Now, I don't know if usually my hubby Mark watches these, and then he gives me critiques, which is really fun. So if Mark, if you're watching, can you probably spoon me like a strepsil or a lozenge? That would be amazing. Yes, my hubby is now working my business too, and he loves giving me critiques on stuff all the time. So what's the mindset shift that you need to be dealing with right now? What is it? Is it, I have to work hard to make money? Is it, nobody will pay me for that? Is it, I don't like to look at my money. This is an interesting one that I hear on the bootcamp all the time. It's like, oh, I was fine when I just ignored money, Denise. Money was coming in and I was just ignoring it. But now that you're making me look at my money, all this terrible stuff is happening. It's not working as well. Oh, thank you, babe. See? That's service. That's good service. That's a huge money block, right? Because it's that money block of, if I talk about it, I'll fuck it up. If I acknowledge it, it'll run away and be scared. If I really want it, I think this is where it comes down to. It's like if I really, truly, deeply in my heart want it, then I won't get it. And I think that's what it comes down to. Exactly, Carrie. He's so good. He's like, I'm watching. I'll bring her a lozenge. Yeah, if have to work hard to make money. It's just it's a really common one, and don't worry, we will help you with that on the boot camp, because I think that's the crux of it for a lot of us. Oh, hi Nikki. I love your work too. Nikki Parkinson, who is from Style. Is it Styling You? Am I getting that right? Yes. And I follow her on Instagram. She's fabulous. Attracting wealth while being in debt in order to resolve debt. That's a juicy one as well. I think that one comes down to as well. Sometimes we talk about in the bootcamp having an energetic income level, right? Where we are allowed to earn a certain amount, and then after that it makes us feel uncomfortable. I think a lot of us have also got an energetic debt level. So that's a minus. It's really a minus energetic income level. And when we start to release some of that debt, it feels uncomfortable as well. So really what we're trying to do with our mindset is expand what's possible for you outside your comfort zone. You've got maybe an income comfort zone, and you've got a debt comfort zone for some of us. I always thought if I have savings, bad stuff happens that takes it away. Silly and weird, I know, but it's been such a pattern since my first job and first car. Amanda, I think that's a really common one. And sometimes it's a practical thing, right? When you're first starting out, most of us have got shitty cars, but we create stories around it. My first car, it was just made the worst noise. If I put the aircon on, it would make this huge big noise. The ceiling sagged around my head. So of course it was breaking down all of the time. But what I hear then from women is the universe doesn't like me. Oh, I just get ahead and then I, fuck it up, or the universe sends me a big bill. Most of the time these sending big bills are not surprises, right? They're not surprises because you have a shitty car, or it's a bill that's going to come in anyway that you just forgot about. So it's very rare that these surprise bills are surprises or messages from the universe. It's like not happening. So Tammy said her energetic income level was replacing her corporate salary. That's so true. And actually a lot of people don't even get to that point, Tammy. A lot of people think, well, I had to do this, but I hated it. So suddenly I'm doing this business that I love. I'm not even allowed to earn that because for some reason it's linked with really hating your life or not enjoying it or something. So there's something there about, sometimes that's a very symbolic income level. And actually, that's one of the things we talk about in the boot camp is what's symbolic about the income level that you're struggling at right now. Because there's always something. It could be someone else's salary. It could be a tax bracket thing. It could be your parents' salary. It could just be what you perceive as like, oh, I'm not allowed to do that. Amanda said, trying to reframe to be grateful that the money is in the bank to pay it. Yes. Yeah. And I think you get to a point where you're allowed to have buffer. And so many of us are uncomfortable with having a buffer. And I think the story below that, if we go below that, one of them is if I have no buffer, then I'll try harder. It's something about like the adrenaline rush of having no other option. And we think that if we have a buffer, we'll get lazy and procrastinate and, I don't know, do something like that. Carrie Ann said, what I'm allowed to make at this age is my salary money block. Oh my God, I love that one. I totally get it, honey. When I was living in London, and I remember maybe I was like 28 or something, and my boss even said that to me. He goes, well, you're earning a good salary, when I was your age. And I'm like, but you're like 20 years older than me. Like, times have moved on, buddy. Like, inflation. So sometimes that's not even coming from you. It's coming from other people, and it's just like, dude, no. Like, so where are you allowing other people's opinions is big, right? But I often find that it's more symbolic than that. Sometimes it's, what your parents earn or just what you think is, appropriate. And people have got a lot of opinions on what's appropriate for people to earn, which I think is very interesting. Thanks, Mark. They're not bricks. It's a backdrop. And it's really cool because I love, and I've got a new one that I'm debuting in January, but it's really cool just to be able to have that consistent brand stuff. Are we holding on to the story, not moving forward because the story is our story? Sometimes. why would we hold on to that story, I think is that question. Why would we sabotage ourselves? A couple of reasons. To make other people feel comfortable, to not outshine other people, to not make other people feel bad. So that's the other people side of it. Then it's stuff in ourselves to sometimes it's to be respectful of our parents, to as an excuse because it doesn't feel safe, because it literally doesn't feel safe. You think that there's some bad thing that's going to happen. And actually one of the topics in the boot camp is that unintended negative consequences. What do you think is going to happen? And really going there. And this is why I think personal development world isn't always very helpful when it comes to dealing with money blocks. Because trust me, I read every personal development book under the sun, and I was still broke, right? And I was like, but I'm affirming it's so hard. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. And it's like, because you have to go to the dark side and allow yourself to acknowledge all that shit, all that clutter, all that yucky stuff before you can clear it. And acknowledging the fact that, oh my God, it's really disrespectful for me to earn more than my parents, or it's if I earn heaps of money, nobody will like me, or if I get really rich, I'm gonna have to give up X, Y, Z, you know. And it's really useful. I remember used to thinking, when I'm so rich, oh my God, Oprah's gonna want me to be on her show, and I don't like getting up at 3 a.m. to go on camera. And I was like, dude, when you find yourself in that spiral, just go, dude, just get a client. Like, just get a client, see if you like it. Because I find most people are the ones who are really stressing about that. It's like, yeah. Oh, it just came up so quickly, I didn't see who that was, but it was about their dad had a failed business, and so they felt like if they were successful, it was disrespectful for their parents. Honestly, it's such a common one. I think I inherited some money blocks from the pastors in my business who said a good day's income is X, and I struggled to make above that. Oh my God, Sarah Jane, that's really profound. That's very, very cool. Good awareness. Yeah, that's really, really good awareness. I'm trying to think of one of mine. I know I got stuck at a particular income level that was someone in my family's income level. And I was like, I can't go beyond that. Some people too, maybe if you're still starting out your business, if you're getting government assistance, this is a big one. I grew up hearing this from my mum. She would say, I can't earn more than this because I'll lose my benefits. And so she totally had an income level that was like, I can't go beyond that because I'll lose my benefits. And that's a really real thing, especially if, you know, yes, yes, Jessica, I've had a daycare cold from Willow for about a week now. I got a cough drop. I know, it's annoying. So yeah, if you want a free audio and 7 common money blocks, Mark just posted this because he's so good. Go to luckybitch.com/blocks and you can hear about 7 really common money blocks of entrepreneurs. So we're going to go to the farmers market soon. So I just want to tell you again about Bootcamp Live is happening in November, and if you join before the 27th of October, you get an early bird price and get some money off that. Live means that we're doing live calls, we're doing it all together, so we'll have 3,000 or so women doing bootcamp all together, which the momentum going into the new year is going to be amazing. And I think I didn't know why I was feeling called to do bootcamp live. I didn't know because I hadn't done live calls for 3 years. Didn't know why, and now I know it's because everyone's in this space where we need to work on our mindset more than ever before. It's so important to clear that stuff. I think it was just Kerry that just came up and said her grandparents went bankrupt. So yeah, there's so much stuff, guys. And to be honest, I'll just say it, there's so much stuff that you don't even know that you need to clear right now. So that's why joining something like the bootcamp is so useful, because you don't even know what you don't know right now, and there's new layers of it. I have been running the bootcamp since 2012, and even as your host, I'm the leader of it, but I'm the host. I hold the space for everybody. I still find new stuff about my money blocks all the time, and I've got $1 million business. So trust me, there's stuff. There's stuff that you're dealing with for shizzle. Now, I've just got a couple of minutes before I go to the farmers market. And, I meant to say too, make sure you're on my newsletter list, and to join onto that, it's just luckybitch.com/newsletter. if you want to hear about announcements of things that are happening. We're doing a live webinar. I don't know. I think we've got the page live. Mark can probably tell me on this if it has, but I think it's at luckybitch.com/mindset. We're going to do a live webinar on Zoom, so people can put their hand up and ask questions and all that kind of stuff, which will be really cool because we'll be going through doing a mindset reset all together, and we'll be going through some of the tools that I teach on bootcamp as well. So that's next week. That'll be super cool. So any questions on, especially if anyone's got any questions on bootcamp, now's a good time while you've got me live to ask as well. Sometimes people have been asking questions, I'm like, I didn't even think that would be a question, so there's no dumb questions, it's just us not being clear enough on, if it's for you or not. Hey Melissa, it's always great to see you, honey. Really, really great to see you. So yeah, we're going to go to the farmer's market today, and we always give Willow some coins so she can buy her own apple. And it's funny, when we're at home, like if you say eat an apple, she'll take a tiny bite out of it and then just leave it somewhere. But because she buys it with her own money, she always eats the whole thing, and it's so cute. One of the modules in the bootcamp is actually how to talk to your kids about money, and yeah, I think that's an important one. Lisa said, how are you doing the different angles with your camera? Oh my god, the most common question we get on these Facebook lives. It's called a Mevo camera, M-E-V-O. We get this question all the time. So funny. It's really cool though. I'm really enjoying the technology of it. Yeah, on the kids and money thing, even though I teach money blocks, I still found myself when I had kids realizing how many things are ingrained, like at the first birthday party, and it was like, blow out the candle, make a wish, and I almost said, but don't tell anyone or it won't come true. And I was like, what? That explains a lot about why women struggle to set goals and to tell people about their goals. Wow, that was like, whoa. And then I remember when we started letting Willow play with coins, and it was like, oh, don't play with money, it's dirty. And it's like, oh my god. So many little things. So Monique said, when does live boot camp start? So the actual calls will start the first week in November. So we're going to do a mix of Facebook lives in the group, and then we'll have a schedule as well. They'll usually be around morning time Australia, which is evening time in the UK. So kind of it'll be 9 or 11. We're going to switch them between them, and I think it's about 4 or 6 p.m. Eastern time in the States, New York time. So we're going to switch it a little bit, but they will always be around that time, just within a couple of hours of each other. And we'll be doing that for 6 weeks. So we'll go through all the lessons together, having those live Q&As, and making sure that everyone, we're doing quizzes and challenges and some really fun stuff as well. Cool. Shell said, I just signed up for bootcamp. Can't wait. Awesome. Oh yeah, I saw. I think I approved you last night. So yeah, welcome. It's really awesome. Pippa said, I signed up to bootcamp in January and I've done nothing. I have a block facing my blocks. So common. Pippa, great news is that everyone who's been in bootcamp from the very start gets to join in the live version as well. So that's cool. You're in. So now's the time to do it. It's funny how perfectionist some people get about joining courses as well. It's like, I need to do it perfectly or not at all. Or they're like, I haven't finished week 6. And it's like, don't worry. Just do a lesson that appeals to you right now. And sometimes even just being in the group and marinating in that energy is enough to make things shift for you. So, but Pippa, no excuses now. You can join us live, and the momentum will be fabulous. So don't worry. We won't let you get away with not facing your blocks. And it doesn't have to be scary, guys. That's the thing. It's not like we get together and like make you look in a mirror and cry. Like some people do have big emotions that come up on the boot camp, but it's not really about that. It's yeah, Michelle, the Facebook group is awesome. It is. I'm really proud of it. But it's light, but it's deep at the same time. So don't stress about it that it's going to be this horrible thing. Okay, so Monique said, I signed up last year and still haven't done it at all. That's okay. Now's your time to do it live together with us. I've joined heaps of courses before, and it's like sometimes you just join for one particular reason, and sometimes it's just you join and you feel better straight away about it. Yes, marinate in the group energy, I think, is really important. We talk about it like going to yoga for the first time, hot yoga for the first time. You just have to stay in the room, that's enough. And you still get a lot of benefit from it, which is really cool. Any other questions, guys? And then I'm going to the farmer's market, giving Willow some money. I'm going to buy an apple pie today. Last time I bought an apple pie, oh my God, I legit ate it non-stop for like 2 days because it was so good. And then the same weekend, friends came over and Mark asked them to make an apple pie. And so I had 2 apple pies. It was crazy. I was like, I literally ate it for breakfast, lunch and dinner for 2 days. It was crazy, but it was nice. Anna says, I want a backdrop. Yes, get one. They're really cool. And the new one is going to be awesome. I got my new one from My Bespoke Backdrops with Emma, and she's created me a new one. But I want to unveil it in the new year because I just feel like it's that fresh January energy. It will be really cool just to be like, new backdrop, new life. That's so funny. If you're in the entrepreneurial world, we're like, oh, we just got a new camera. Oh, we just got a new like business thing. We get so excited about that. It's not, and honestly, I own like, I don't know, 6 pairs of shoes. That's it. I know some people have got. It's like, yeah, I get excited about that. Helen said, what's the boot camp special deal? So the special is that we're doing the first live round of boot camp in 3 years, which we've never ever, planned to do again. Usually it's a self-study course, a DIY course, but this time it's live calls with me. And so if you join by 27th of October, you join at the same price as the DIY version. You save that $500. So because the live version is $2,000, so you can join it $1,497. And yeah, and it will be, I don't know when we'll ever do it again. So it's kind of like if you've been looking for an excuse to work on your money blocks, or you know that you want to go to the next level of income next year and you're wondering how you can kind of do it without working harder, or if you've been wanting to join boot camp, it's kind of a perfect excuse to join. The fact that it's going to be live and having those live calls and live interaction, and also to be able to save the casharama on it as well. I think that's always a good excuse. These are like nipple tassels. Pardon me. Something that I've done recently, because I'm about to film a whole bunch of stuff for my blog at the end of the year. I bought a whole bunch of new caftans and stuff. It's really cool. And yes, Mark's so good. He's just put payment plan available, instant access to our awesome community. That's right. Actually, when you join bootcamp, if you pay in full or pay and payment plan, you get access to the whole course. And a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of people drip feed it out. And the only reason I did that actually is because, one, from a place of generosity, it's like, just be generous. And, yes, some people take advantage of that, but I think that's a money block in itself sometimes. But it's like, just be generous. But also, some people want to go at different paces. Some people love binging your stuff. And some people want it, and we still send out an email like, do this, each week. But some people, to let people binge your stuff, and I saw someone in a forum yesterday saying, I'm just about to create my first course. Like, how do I stop people from sharing it? And how do I protect it? And I'm like, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Focus on creating the course, getting that out there, letting the money flow into you, and then you can work out that other stuff, later on. My first course, it just had, I don't even think it was password protected. It was like a hidden page, but it wasn't password protected. My next one, it was password protected, but everyone had the password. So if anyone, refunded or anything like that, they could still access it, or they could share the password around. And it wasn't until maybe a couple of years into my business, well into multiple 6 figures, that I then created something where people had their own login and own password. And it was because it doesn't matter how much you focus on the security stuff, there'll be always people who will try and find a way around that. So it's like, focus on bringing in the abundance and helping people. Don't get caught up in those little things. It's like, oh, I need to have it perfect. Iris said, how long does it take to complete the boot camp? So it's a 6-week course. That's the short answer. The real answer is you'll never be done, because it's lifelong work. it's designed over 6 weeks, but some people do it in a couple of days, like they binge it. Some people take years to finish it. There's people in there in the bootcamp group who have made a huge amount of strides in their money mindset and they've never gotten to week 6. It's the same with me in B school, Marie Forleo's B school. I've never gotten to week 6. I've always gotten to week 4, and because I've implemented stuff as I've gone, and then I've just like gone, okay, let me just implement this for a little while. So that's the true answer and the real answer. But for Bootcamp Live, we're doing it live together for 6 weeks. So that's going to take us pretty much up to Christmas. And there's a lot to get through, but I don't want people to get overwhelmed with it, you know. And yeah, Melissa said you can use the strategies all the time. It's kind of like a mafia. You're in for life and there's no out. There is no out. There is no quit. There is no end, sorry. There's just not. And the cool thing is that there's people in there from all different income levels as well. So you'll see people going, I need to go straight back to step 1. Like, I'm going back to basics. Okay, so Chelsea said, how does the bootcamp differ from your book? Great questions, by the way. So it's like having a Beyonce CD and listening to it at home versus going to see her in concert. Yes, the music might be the same, but it's completely a different experience. It's a completely different experience. So I do share a lot of the same tools and techniques in the book as I do the bootcamp. And I mean, there's no secret to the fact that I use EFT on the bootcamp, for example. Like, that's not a secret. I'm not holding that back. Like, I've got some secret special tools, but I'm not going to tell you. We do EFT on the bootcamp. So I talk about that in the book as well. We do forgiveness in the bootcamp. So I talk about that as well. But I think there are so many nuances to those things. Each lesson is expanded, and there's a lot of things I don't talk about in the book that we do in the bootcamp. And it's just a different experience. And because you've got the support of everyone around you as well, it's a different experience. And I find there's a greater accountability to doing a group like that. And there's different accountability to being in practice around it, because it's very easy to read a book and intellectualize things. So you read it and go, oh, I totally understand about forgiveness. I totally get that. But when you're in the group and we're in practice together, for example, we do a group forgiveness every Friday on a different aspect of life, and these are randomized. And yesterday's was about forgiving a world leader. So there's some group forgiveness going on around Trump or thin skin, for example, where we had to do some group clearing and forgiveness around that. So it's just a different experience, I think. You still can get a lot out of the book, and I always say that to people. It's like, if you're truly in debt and you can't afford to do a course, like, the book is definitely a better option than doing nothing, absolutely. But sometimes you have to upgrade and give yourself the experience being actually in the work, in the process of the work. Zoe said it's like reading about yoga versus doing yoga. So true. Now, I spoke about this, I don't know if it was in the bootcamp group actually. I spoke about how I'm doing some private yoga instruction at the moment. I've got a yoga teacher coming to my house. So here's the thing. There's free YouTube videos about yoga. I can sign up to a subscription to get yoga videos. I can go to a yoga class, but I don't. So I have to put myself into a space where I'll do the work. So that means having my instructor, Amy Landry, come to my house, and I can't run away. I have to do yoga. I have to do it. And so for me, it's worth paying somebody to come to my house to make sure I do yoga. And I think that's kind of sometimes the same about when you join a course. It's like, you're paying for the accountability. You're paying to do it. You're paying to make it happen. You're paying for the result. Because you can do anything by yourself. Of course you can. Something just popped up around that for me. What was the lesson? Well, what I shared about the bootcamp, in bootcamp about yoga as well, is about the biggest thing I learned from doing that is having someone make the corrections and help me. And so Amy was like, you're clenching your butt all the time. Like, how symbolic is this, right? You're clenching all the time. So she's always like, unclench your butt, relax, relax, relax. Because then she's teaching me to switch on different muscles. and I hadn't even realized I was doing it. And that's the thing too, when you can read a book, but you don't realize what you're doing. And when you're in a group, someone can help you make those little adjustments that switch on, different realizations. And sometimes your realization about money might be so subtle, you don't even realize it, but it has a cascading effect to all these different areas of your life. And so for me, that's my mantra at the moment. It's like, unclench your butt, unclench your butt, unclench your butt. Cheryl, it is called a Mevo camera. That's how the focus keeps on changing. It's automatic. It's amazing. So cool. So yeah, it's like, unclench your butt, unclench your butt. Isabel said, everyone in the circle kept on saying Denise's name, so I wanted to see her in action. Here I am! Unclench your butt. That's what you get. If you didn't hear the beginning of that story, that would just sound really weird. But again, it's just, it's the difference between doing something by yourself and having someone help you make those minute adjustments that make all the difference. And already, just having her make those adjustments has made a shift not only in my yoga practice, but in my life practice, because I keep on saying that mantra to myself. It's like, unclench your butt, which to me means don't try so hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be forced. It doesn't have to be tense. You can release and relax and let it flow. B said, if I can't attend the live sessions, are there recordings to catch up later? Yes, we will record everything. But I think, live's not just about the live calls. It's about the momentum of everyone doing it all at the same time. So there'll be so much going on. And we'll be doing 2 calls in the week as well. So we'll do one at the start of the week, which will be the Facebook Live in the group. We'll do one at the end of the week, which will be the Zoom. So a bit more fancy, I guess you could say. And but there'll be lots of threads that, lots of threads and challenges that people will have to respond to. So it's not just the live calls, I think the live is also the concept of doing it with a group, I think is cool too. Something just came up, I can't think what it was. I have to write them down. I'm really loving doing these Facebook Lives, by the way, because I hear myself saying something, I'm like, oh, that's a blog post, I need to do that as a blog post. So make sure, you're showing up in your own groups, in your own communities, and sharing with people, because it will really benefit your business. It's like you start to talk through stuff and you go, oh my God, yes, I just learned that for myself. How cool is that? Be your own guru, which I think, Hero Boga says, be your own business advisor, she calls it. But yeah, it's very, very, very true. Mark just reading there too about, we are doing a mindset reset webinar this week, and if you go to luckybitch.com/mindset, you'll see the sign up for that, and we'll be joining, and you can ask questions and put up your hand, and it'll be fun to spend that time together. Okay, I really think I have to sign off now. Go to the farmers market, get some apple pie. Willow can have a play on the ponies. It'll be all sorts of fun. So thank you so much for joining me. I want to just recap some practical actions for you to take from this webinar. We spoke, because the whole theme of this was bringing in the money, right? So practical actions, know how much you're asking for. Don't just be this vague, no money's coming in. Well, how much money are you asking for? If it has to come from a particular place, be very clear on that, because sometimes it manifests through your partner or through other areas of your life, and that is because you haven't been specific, right? Make sure that you're not making it hard for people to give you money. Be visible. Make sure that if you've got a website, it's very clear on how they can work with you, and how they can give you money. Make sure if you're a freebie person, you're giving. Make sure you tell people what's the next step. Like I role modeled for you in this webinar. We're here, we're talking, answering questions, giving as much information as possible, and I'm going to tell you about the fact that Bootcamp Live is happening. And you have to sign up before 27th of October if you want to get that early bird rate. And it's at luckybitch.com/bootcamp. So make sure that if you're giving, you're allowing yourself to receive and return. And then the last step of that is making sure that you're dealing with your mindset stuff, and you're constantly looking at your blocks, and you're digging deeper to find out what's going on with your blocks and why you might be sabotaging yourself. And obviously I can help with that as well. So go and take one action. Type in, I'm going to go, but I'll still see this stream. Type in what action you're going to take from watching this video. And then go away and do it, and then you can even come back and edit your comment and say, done, right? I know it's the weekend, but sometimes, this is what Mark's saying to me at the moment, right? Because I'm like, I don't always want to work on the weekend at the moment, but we're manifesting a big goal behind the scenes too, and we're doing a launch. We want it to go well. So, you know that Britney Spears song when she's like, you want a Maserati? You want a hut buddy? You better work, bitch. So Mark sings that to me at the moment. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's the weekend, but, you know, maybe you've got a big goal happening right at the moment, and it's like, you got to work, bitch. That's it. So that's a nice way to end on. It's like, yeah, you want an awesome business, you want to go on holidays, you want to buy a new house, you want people to work with you, better work, bitch. Lucky bitch. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, and thank you for everyone for all the well wishes about me being sick. I know it's yucky listening to someone who blows their nose and sneezes and coughs, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and have yourself a lucky day. Bye. And then I always have to figure out how to actually finish it.